Imperialism is being charged.
Imperialismus wird angeklagt
The most barbarous crimes
mit den
against the peoples
barbarischen
of Vietnam, Laos, and
Verbrechen
Cambodia.
gegen die Völker von Vietnam, Laos und Kambodscha.
Imperialism is
Der
being
Imperialismus
charged
wird
with having
angeklagt
committed the most savage crimes
der
against the
schrecklichsten
people
Verbrechen
of Southern
gegen die
Africa,
Völker des südlichen
of
Afrikas,
the Portuguese colonies.
gegen die Völker der portugiesischen Kolonien.
Imperialism is
Der
committing
Imperialismus
crimes against
wird angeklagt, die schlimmsten
people of
Verbrechen begangen zu haben an
Brazil.
den Völkern Uruguays und Brasiliens.
And we are charging
Und wir
imperialism
klagen den Imperialismus
with
an,
crimes against the people
der
of Palestine.
Verbrechen an dem palästinensischen Volk.
From the beginning of our revolution in the 60s, we were educated with the struggles of other people because we believe that we are part of the international movement for liberation or for freedom or against oppression or intervention of any country's imperialists. So we can exchange the experience and at the same time we can support each other, we extend solidarity to each other, and this will make our people, our two peoples, continue the struggle because they are supported by each other. And it's not only the two peoples, but also there are other peoples of the world who support the Palestinian struggle as well. So this is important to strengthen such relations because we are similar. We are facing the same enemy, as I said. We are facing the imperialists, we are facing Zionists, we are facing reaction also. So it means that they are in that trench, we are in this trench. So whoever is oppressed should extend solidarity to each other so that we can face those powers with a unity of peoples who can be victorious. I have a deep belief in our people and in progressive forces in the world who support us and support our struggle. At the same time, I have a belief that the imperialist powers will not continue to exist because the people's strength, unity is much more powerful.
I know what I know really, that the history of the world is always the history of weak people fighting strong people. Of weak people who has a correct case fighting strong people who use their strength to exploit the weak.
Why not just talk?
Talk to whom?
Talk to the Israeli leaders.
That's kind of conversation between the sword and the neck, you mean? I had never seen any talk between a colonialist case and a national liberation movement.
But despite this, why not talk?
Talk about what?
Talk about the possibility of not fighting.
Not fighting for what?
Talk to stop fighting, to stop the death and the misery, the destruction, the pain.
The misery and the destruction and the pain and the death of whom?
Of Palestinians, of Israelis, of Arabs.
Of the Palestinian people who are uprooted, thrown in the camps, living in starvation, killed for 20 years, and forbidden to use even the name Palestinians.
They're better that way than dead, though.
Maybe to you, but to us, it's not. To us, to liberate our country, to have dignity, to have respect, to have our mere human rights is something as essential as life itself. These people, the Palestinian people, prefer to die standing than to lose its case.
Freedom cannot We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it's won.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it's won.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it's won.
We sit in a sea of settlements while the sound of suffering sails lost in the listening as the voices of heartache hail. The power of presence, people as portals, passports to heaven. Here is a protest in the form of a prayer. God is in the holy water lining the lower lids of Ali's eyes. A tear, a river against a cheek. Waiting in old Jerusalem, sitting on a leaning chair in the market, the lonely storyteller God. God is a woman holding a crying baby in her arms at a checkpoint in Ramallah, waiting at the gates like cattle. God is in the rubble, gnarled hands rinsing in an open fire, a journey of dreamers singing through empty streets in Bethlehem. We survive in the telling, unafraid we survive in the telling, we survive. Watan badun shab wa shab badun watan. We survive.
I mean, I think what's important for folks to understand here is that there is lots of common cause between African Americans and Palestinians, and that is not a new relationship. That's a relationship that has been forged over decades as a result of very similar feeling conditions that folks are existing in. And so I think that it's important that we open up these conversations to really address the concerns and the issues that are important to all of us. I think that what's happening in Palestine, and I think what we've seen through the Movement for Black Lives policy platform, certainly is that there is a desire for social movements to connect to movements around the world and to support movements who are struggling and fighting for self-determination, as many of the movements here are as well.
يا بوليس يا بوليس دم ولادنا مش رخيص دم ولادنا مش رخيص يا بوليس يا بوليس يا بوليس يا بوليس دم ولادنا مش رخيص دم ولادنا مش رخيص يا سعيد يا سعيد
As Nelson Mandela said, we know too well that our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians. And so, just as we say never again with respect to apartheid in South Africa, in the southern US, that means first and foremost that we will have to expand and deepen our solidarities with the people of Palestine, people inside and outside prison walls, inside and outside the apartheid wall. Boycott G4S, support BDS, and finally, Palestine will be free. Thank you.
Freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it's won.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it's